Hey, welcome to my channel, and we're going to be discussing this in the middle of steam boiler installation. I had a couple of videos showing the old boiler that was in its place, and this is almost an exact replica of what was there before, but we're putting this in steel instead of copper. Now, when you look on the instructions, the 4-section boiler, and when you look for the instructions in the manufacturer's booklet that is provided with every boiler, or should be, they allow one outlet. The old boiler had 2.5-inch outlets, which were bushinged down to 2-inch. This one is simply tapped with 2-inch. They want you to put a T and then a place for skimming, and the other one can be plugged, or you can put a cap and a nipple out here, should you desire, if this is not convenient. So we got it coming up with 18 inches. So when you before the first turn here. So that gives me our 24 inches above the water line as called for by the manufacturer's instructions. Then we have a swing joint, and then our first and only T. And we're coming up at a rakish angle. You can see little traces of anti-seize there at that union. Then we have a swing joint using a close nipple going into the original T, which is 2-inch. Well, actually, this is a 1.5 by inch and a. Well, they have a bushing here, so this is 1.25 outlet here for this rear smaller main, and then a 2-inch. So this is pitching down this way, and believe it or not, that is pitching that way just slightly. And that's all you need. Not ideal. Now, some have asked, what do you do if you need to get rid of, or what's the criteria for getting rid of this? It would be if this was 2-inch. If this was 2-inch, 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 no, it's gone. It's out of here. The reason being is you don't want to have eddy currents. As the steam goes up, you want to have a laminar flow from here and then here. The steam is going to be biased this way because it's a lower pressure zone. It's a little smaller there. That's fine. And so as long as you have most of your flow going in one or the other, but if you try to demand it at equal amounts, you're going to have turbulent flow, and that's the engineers tell us is that you want to avoid that. And so this should be acceptable. This is original. That doesn't necessarily make it good in this particular days, but with the proper near boiler piping, it should do fine. It should do fine. Oh, I think you can see the shadow of the original snowman boiler. There's that one side, and there's this circle on the other side. I should hope to have maybe one day I have a picture of it. You might want to look it up. They're just basic giant cast iron. They call them snowmen because they were covered with that fiber which shall not be named. This one probably had bubble wrap there. This one had something in the front of it which I'm theorizing, and it's just theory, this might have been a stoker or an iron fireman, so they could dump the coal in here, and there would be an auger feeding into the unit. Coal went away fairly quickly. There's the remains of the oil line, and then probably 40 years ago, according to the customer, when she moved in when she was 9, or I think 9th grade, excuse me. She says, yeah, she doesn't exactly remember whether this was oil or gas, but her mom almost certainly converted it to gas. So, be that as it may, get on track here. This is going to come out, I think I'm going to go with a 2x18 and go down, or maybe come out and do a swing joint and drop down for the equalizer and Hartford loop. That's going to be my tie-in there. If you remember from an earlier video, the line that went across was this great big thing, and that rusted out fairly early on and probably precipitated the leaks. That probably rusted out long before the leaks that were caused by the bad solder joints that I showed you earlier caused failures. Hard to say where the death spiral started. We'll have to find out. Again, we're going to reactivate the VXT. Not sure exactly where that's going to go. Probably here. This is the front supply. Frank has drilled out the end of the main with a little 1/8" hole and a Gorton D, which should be plenty of air venting for this relatively short and small main. And this, again, is the drive return coming back. That is a wet return coming back from a small unit heater, which may or may not work, but we're going to hook it up. And this, again, is the 1¼ main. Somebody replaced this at some point. And interestingly enough, this is coming back. The drip is coming back. As you see, it's got a nice slope. And we're going to take this out here, go back in here, go down and go across and tie everything together below the water line. So we got our nice big drain here as we want. We got rid of the garbage, stupid drain that comes with the boiler. Good place for the bucket. But this is on block now. This area is subjected to a little bit of flooding, so we want to make sure, at least for minor stuff, it doesn't cause this gas valve to get wiped out. So we're going to put the sight glass drain right there, ready to go. What's going to go here is the control tree. You can see there's the flue damper there, still in its box. Put that in, the glass. This is where the thermostat ties in. There's your cycle guard. There's the probe. Now, the one problem with these probes on these particular boilers, they're 1/2" probes, which is really a real nuisance. I don't know, they should go to 3/4 inch. That's what most people stock. It's kind of an issue there. Now, one person, a couple of months ago when we were putting one of these boilers in and we were decided which way the gas was going to drop, one person said, hey, it looks like you can reverse it. And yeah, you probably can. Just flip this around, put the gas valve here. It looks like the wiring harness will go through there and might be a little taut, but yeah, it was theoretically possible. When we called the manufacturer's rep and said, is this? They said, no. I don't know whether it can't be done or whether it shouldn't be done. Either way, it's not going to be done because they said no. So that's that. Really, unless there was a compelling reason. So this came out and it was a 1/2" T looking this, 90 looking this way, and then the drop was here. So what we did is put a 90 here, came across, and then we pulled out that 90 and put it here. We put the valve up here so we can shut it off, and this can be removed to get it out of the way should this hopefully never ever require much work. So we've got the gas tied in and tested and all that good stuff. So let's see, I think I covered everything. Got the gas line covered. The gas line, they put a 1/2" gas line right in front of the cover there. That was kind of lame. We took care of that. And we got our nipple racks ready to work on this. And And let's see, I thought there was something else. Can't remember exactly. Yeah, I use these Harbor Freight bolt cutters to snip away at these guys here. It's much quicker and easier doing so. It doesn't interfere with putting that valve on, the drain valve on there. We used to use these a lot, but like I say, we've transitioned to those full ports. They put out that's not bad, but that's definitely better. So I think that just about covers it for tonight. Guys, thank you very much for your comments and concerns. And so you can sort of take an overall view there. Yeah, 11 minutes. I think by now, I think I've only got about 20% of you watching. You know who you are. Thanks again. Take care and be well.